Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Frieden sei mit dir, namaste, ne hao, asomdwie, dobre. Please, I'm going to project a small drama. Pay careful attention and watch me perform my little drama. Okay, to explain what I just did, I made choices. I went to the supermarket or a shopping mall and I made selections. And those selections in real life is what is called making choices. Now, in the supermarket, after making my choices, I go to the cashier and I pay the price for the choices I make. This is life. We pay for the choices we make in life. And one secret is that we are not our thoughts, neither are we thinking. The only thing we are doing is observing our thoughts, giving attention to our thoughts, and acting upon our thoughts. That is making choices out of the thoughts that are coming. So thoughts are spirits. Spirits are thoughts, and thoughts are spirits. We are not responsible for our thoughts, but we are responsible for which thought we act on. And this is why even when we are asleep, we are still thinking, because we are not the one thinking. It is thinking that is making us. So we determine what kind of thinking should become our tomorrow based on the choices we make in this life. Once you come to understand this, you do not blame an old white bearded man in the sky looking down on every individual and judging us according to our actions. We are the judge between the two polarities, be it the solar polarity or the lunar polarity, be it the masculine or the feminine. Whenever the thought occurs in your mind, you have the freedom to make a choice. This is what is given to man. Man has the freedom of choice. And this is why man also stands before judgment, that he has to pay for the choices he makes. Same as when you go to the supermarket. You can choose to buy nothing, and you can choose to make choices and then go to the cashier and pay the price for the choices you make. So if you go to the supermarket and you pay for cigarette and you go and poison your lungs with it, it is what choice you made and paid for it. And the result is what you are going to face. Whether in this current life or in the next, whoever does not believe in the existence of the law of cause and effect cannot nullify this reality just by disbelieving it. There is a tree planted somewhere in the world, in a certain country, at a certain position, and they have painted the tree with black color. Those who see it know it exists. Those who do not see it, they do not make this tree get out of existence just for not seeing it. So everything is and nothing is. Everything is as it is. It is the choices we make that matters. Every race has faced slavery, damnation, suffering, and wars before. We can witness in recent history what happened to another race, popularly known as the Jews. The Jews are example to Africans today, that they do not allow their pain to pull them down. They do not allow their pain to make them play constant blaming game. They make their pain push them forward to a better future. They make their pain push them to avoid repeating their bitter history. In opposition to the African, We constantly talk about our greatness from the past, whilst we blame our failure on our pains caused by external forces. But a video that I put on TikTok recently, that kleptocracy is the greatest plague of Africa. If there are no bandits, there will be no merchants to buy any loot from bandits. External forces can only come to your home and loot whatever you have if you are being sold to them by your own brothers who only care about their pockets. But I'm trying very much as possible not to be political. My shouting is all about we to make the effort to take the steps necessary, needed to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past. We should also recognize our so-called spiritualists who are using manipulation and manipulative mechanisms to pull us down, to create all kinds of fears so that we will run to them seeking for help. Whilst their means of wealth depends on you running to them for help. It is all fear. They use fear to create taboos. And these taboos are the prisons in which we as Africans find ourselves today. Traditions and cultures and rituals that has never profited us but keep pushing us deeper and deeper into mental slavery and making us poor, and thereby sleeping and not waking up to see that we are standing in abundance of water and yet we are thirsty. We need to get away with all these unnecessary traditions and cultures, and we need to embrace the lost traditions and cultures that brought us life long before our other ancestors who sold our brothers and sisters into slavery came into the scene. The ancestors before our ancestors who were greedy, whose spirituality is the kind that we are experiencing and witnessing today. Somebody turning in 360 degrees per second, multiplied by 100 times in a minute, that people will go and be watching and jubilating and shouting and clapping does not put a plate of food on the table. Whilst you are entertaining and shouting and dancing, others are creating. And what is your lot but to suffer, to consume what others create? We need to start thinking on high and stop thinking on below. It comes to the below thoughts when people in 21st century are thinking that a pope was voted out just because of his skin color. People have set up a system, and they have their system within the system to choose a leader. And the system knows no skin color. Division and skin color is a limitation of those who are vibrating on lower levels. And it doesn't matter whether a white man will come and defend you, the black man, or you, the black man, will defend yourself that somebody is discriminating because of your skin color. Then that white man and that black man does not want you to wake up in 21st century. It's not about skin color. White skin does not exist. Black skin does not exist. It's a melanin, and it's a different story, and it's a different language. Whilst you are looking physically to see a black pope, physically you want to see a black pope, and you get angry if a white pope is shown to you. But what do you know if the one behind the physical is black? It is always the other way around. Everything is inverted. And so, whilst you are expecting to see here, it will appear from there. Whilst you expect it to appear from there, it will disappear from there. It is not your expectation. It is as it is. Everything is and nothing is. It is all in equilibrium. It is your thought that creates the division. And these rulers are setting example to show you that it's not about skin color, and yet you refuse to see. And you are constantly projecting the energies that your gods are vibrating. And because your gods that you chose to follow are what is vibrating on the continent, this is why everything is as it is. The moment you stop judging, then you will see that you have stopped eating the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And all that you will start doing is to eat from the tree of life. The world does not need black and white. We are all camouflage. Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, everything they did physically was to give us a message. Michael Jackson tried to give us a message that once you attain this union of knowing that we are all children of God, and not the black is the children of God or the white the children of the devil, but it is what is inside this jacket that matters. So Michael Jackson tried to portray it to us that you can move from this skin to occupy the next skin in your next incarnation. If you do not evolve over here, then it will not matter in which skin you possess or in which skin you live or reside. This is the central message. And now, I am not religious. I am a philosopher. But no book has appeared on earth as great as the Bible. But people who see it with religious spectacle, they see what they see. And those who see behind the veil, they see that this is a great book that reveals itself to those who want to see the truth. And once you see the truth, then you begin to know that you do not even need the Bible. Once you attain the highest degree of evolution of the mind, evolution of the consciousness, where you do not judge, the tree of knowledge of good and evil is judgment. And unless we stop judging, discrimination will continue. It will balance from being white against black to black against white, and everybody thinking he is superior over the other. But the truth is different. I standing here speaking, I am not the flesh that you see. I am a conscious being. I am a spirit living in a meat suit, covered by material garment. And once I escape this meat suit, the rest you see standing here talking belongs to flora and fauna. That is the end destination of every walking, talking human being on this planet. If we do not stop this division of white people are evil and black is good and vice versa, if we do not put an end to it and see that the truth is different and that life is one, it is one and only nothing exists after everything we see. So my message is to let everybody understand that whether a white pope or a black pope, behind every physical thing, there is also a spiritual thing, and that the thoughts we are creating or choosing are all spirits, and they take on forms if we direct them into the forms we choose. If you see a white pope, you do not know physically there is white, but behind the spirit may be black, or the spirit is black and I am just messing with your mind. It was boom, explosion, out of the dark came out the light. It is all one, and one it shall all return. Do you want to see a physical Son of God, or you want to see spiritual Son of God? You want to see physical moon of the mother, or spiritual moon of the mother. Let's make wise decisions. The tree of knowledge of good and evil is judgment. And judgment is a jealous God. Let there be unity. Let there be love. Let there be light. Asasu, asasisu. I manifest as I create. Let there be unity and love.